Welcome back, everybody. My name's Token D Rock here with another video. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Brazil looking to make Bitcoin legal tender. Got a small island off in the Pacific looking to make Bitcoin legal tender. First things first, before we get into that, got to take a look at the market. We are officially out of September, you guys, so hopefully the bulls show up and this bull run keeps chugging along. Bitcoin dominance has climbed up a bit since the last time we uploaded. It is at 43.2%. Not too worried. Bitcoin is chilling above 50K right now. That is a good sign. We may be moving up to all-time highs maybe the next few weeks. We'll see. But like always, if you're buying into these altcoins, pay attention to Bitcoin. It is the dominant player in the crypto space. So spread out those buys, dollar cost average, you know the drill, you guys. Is Brazil looking to make Bitcoin legal payment or legal tender, similar to how El Salvador did it. Brazil's federal deputy, Aurelio Ribeiro, has revealed that Brazilians could soon be able to buy houses, cars, and even McDonald's with Bitcoin. The South American nation is preparing to vote on a cryptocurrency regulation bill, which is expected to be presented to the plenary of Chamber of Deputies within the next few days. Want to separate the wheat from the chaff, create regulations so that you can trade, know where you're buying, and know who you're dealing with, Ribeiro said. With this asset, you will be able to buy a house, a car, go to McDonald's to buy a hamburger. It will be a currency in the country as it happened in other countries. Bill 2.303/15, which calls for the regulation of virtual currencies, was approved for presentation last week. If it gets a thumb up from the Chamber of Deputies this week, then Brazil looks set to follow El Salvador's example and make Bitcoin legal tender. Brazil crypto logs example to other countries. Brazil's deputy said he was happy with the approval of Bitcoin law and stressed that Brazilians were already facing Bitcoin in many places with the possibility of buying, selling, investing in the sector. However, Aurelio noted that the market was still not regulated and as such does not offer legal recognition. He said that he was sure, though, that with approval of the bill, several more countries could copy his country's regulatory model. We debated a few years for a text that recognized this asset to finally arrive, he explained. This will allow transactions of this asset in our country, which will be regulated by a government agency. We already made an agreement with both Central Bank and the Securities and Exchange Commission of Brazil, or the CVM, over opportunities of this asset and its recognition within, for example, real estate value or currency of daily use. Aurelio Ribeiro said he was convinced that the proposed bill's text has the quality to improve the reality of Bitcoin in Brazil. He was keen to stress that the bill had widespread government support and had already been aligned with the president of Chamber of Deputies, Arthur Lira, meaning there are few further barriers to its approval. Research by Sherlock Communications using this research platform, Toluna, showed that 48% of Brazilians want Bitcoin adoption, with 31% agreeing and 17% strongly agreeing. I hope we're all on the same page that El Salvador is a much smaller country in comparison to a country like Brazil, not to mention they have a much smaller population, only 6.48 million in comparison to Brazil's 210.1 million people. That's a lot of Bitcoin wallets being opened over in Brazil whenever they make Bitcoin legal tender officially. Not to mention, they are the world's 8th largest economy based off of GDP at 3.328 trillion. In my opinion, Brazil is looking to be the first superpower or world power to make Bitcoin legal tender because, in my opinion, I don't see the US doing it. I don't see Great Britain doing it. I don't see Japan doing it. I don't see China doing it. I don't see Canada looking to do that, or Australia. So I think Brazil will be the first of many to do this. This is very cool stuff. Another thing that I'd like to point out is, within 30 days, nearly half of Salvadorans own Bitcoin. This is a big deal because if we were to see a similar adoption rate take place over in Brazil once they make Bitcoin legal tender, we could have something like over 75 million Brazilians owning even the smallest denomination of Bitcoin. And then we have what El Salvador did with their Chivo wallet. If Brazil were to do something similar where if, the citizen downloads the state-run Bitcoin wallet app, they get $30 in Bitcoin. Think of how much Bitcoin gets taken off of the exchanges for good, for the citizens of Brazil, for the citizens of the next country that makes Bitcoin legal tender. This is a big deal, you guys. We were just talking last week about the supply shock and how we're going to see less and less Bitcoin on exchanges for purchase. And as demand goes up, it's simple supply and demand. Prices are going to shoot up. Bitcoin's price is going to skyrocket. Like I've been saying, I think 100K is very, very attainable, especially with the amount of fiat printing that's going on around the world. I think it's inevitable at this point, but again, time will tell. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. In other news, we have Tongan politician hoping to follow in El Salvador's Bitcoin footsteps. Lord Fosatua, a member of the Tongan parliament, believes the country can follow El Salvador's example and accept Bitcoin as legal tender. In his own words, Tonga is the highest remittance-dependent country on earth, between 38 and 41.1% of our GDP, depending on which World Bank figures you use, is remittances. To those remittances to Tonga, Western Union takes 30% buy-it out of them on average. It can be 50%. In El Salvador, it's closer to 50%. He added, laying out a common justification made by Bitcoin advocates for using the leading crypto as legal tender. Fosatua is not just convinced by Bitcoin's potential to make remittances cheaper, he is fully sold on Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin is the first truly global, natively open monetary system. Blockchain is the most optimal storage medium for money if your goal is decentralization and complete egalitarian democratization of money, he said. Fosatua's directly cited Jack Mallers' Strike, a digital wallet of Chicago-based Zap Solutions Incorporated, a potential means of accepting Bitcoin as payment in Tonga. Mallers is a fierce advocate for Bitcoin as legal tender. Not only does the CEO of Zap buy into the argument that Bitcoin makes remittances cheaper, he believes the flagship cryptocurrency is the best answer to traditional currency inflation. The kid I went to high school with is going to lean over a bar in Manhattan and drink a $35 old-fashioned and tell me Bitcoin doesn't matter. Privileged fucking asshole, Mahler said during this year's Bitcoin conference in Miami. Fosatua went as far as saying that using Strike to send money back to Tonga would not require an act of parliament or even an endorsement by the National Reserve Bank of Tonga. Zap Solutions Ltd. lacked the licenses to operate in almost every single U.S. state. At the time, experts suggested that means many cash and crypto transfers to El Salvador using Strike are potentially legal. To date, Strike has not responded to Decrypt's multiple requests for comment. Fosatua may be as eager as Mallers to see Bitcoin arrive on Tonga's white sand shores, but his enthusiasm is not shared by everyone in the country. Sion Ngongo Kioa, governor of the Reserve Bank of Tonga, reportedly said that the bank has no intention of accepting Bitcoin as legal tender anytime soon. The adoption of Bitcoin as an official alternative currency is definitely unlikely, he said. It's not bad enough that the IMF and the World Bank screws over countries like Tonga, El Salvador with their predatory loans. Then they also get screwed over by companies like Western Union that'll take anywhere from 30 to 50% of the money you're spending as a remittance fee. How bonkers is that? I mean, let's do the math. On $100, I want to send $100 to my friend or family across the world. Western Union takes $30 out of there, maybe even $50. This is bonkers. This shit needs to change, and I'm glad Tonga is looking to make things happen, you know, and make Bitcoin legal tender. Even if they do not go through with it, we have the prospect of a big player like Brazil making Bitcoin legal tender. That about does it for today's video, everyone. If you enjoyed the video and learned something new, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Really helps us out. Got some links down below, so please check them out. Earn some passive income on the crypto you're hodling long term with BlockFi and Celsius. Get trading today over on Binance US. Stay up to date with crypto prices over on CoinMarketCap. Stay up to date with your favorite altcoin events and news on CoinMarketCal. Follow us over on Facebook for occasional callouts. And until next time, everyone, my name's Token D Rock. I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye.